He said, Mr. Neeson, can I ask you a question? Are you sure you've read this script? Because you're doing nasty things to people.
The first thing I thought of when I watched this movie, do you have any idea the amount of people that you've assassinated in movies? I feel like you have to hold the record.
I had a driver when I was doing Taken, the first Taken movie, 15 years ago, I think it was. And we were shooting in LA for the first week. And at the end of the first week, my driver, as he dropped me off at the hotel, he said, Mr. Neeson, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah, sure. He says, I've started to read the script of Taken. I've got to page 40, I think he said. He says, and you've taken the lives of 26 people. I didn't know how to answer it, I didn't know how to answer that, I felt quite embarrassed. He said it in such a way as if, are you sure you've read this script? Because you're doing nasty things to people.
And then Taken turns out to be freaking amazing. To play on the title, what was the most memorable moment you had on this set making this movie?
Working with Martin Campbell, who's my type of director. He's the governor, he's the boss, but he works very much in tandem with his actors. Loved working with Martin. Guy Pearce, terrific actor. I've always admired him. We've become new pals, I'm very pleased to say. And the gorgeous Monica Bellucci, who's so easy on the eyes. All I wanted to do was just look at her, Very easy to work with too, a real pro.
Yeah, I interviewed her earlier and I was like, you are just so wonderful.
Yes.
I hope to at least hear your voice in the upcoming Obi-Wan series. I won't even ask, but with that show coming up and seeing you, and I don't know if you've seen the trailer, does that drudge up certain memories of just working with him and that whole time?
Yes. It does. And I know Ewan's doing the series. I cannot believe it was 24 years ago that we shot the film in London. My gosh, I remember my son. I'll tell you a wee funny story. My son, Michael, was 2. His nanny brought him out to visit me on set, and it was lunchtime. So I held him in my arms and took him around the set. And there was R2-D2 just sitting parked. And my son looked at this strange piece of metal in my arms and just went. So I had to let him down, and he waddled over and started hugging R2-D2. And I thought it was very interesting. He was 2. He knows nothing about Star Wars or, saw any movies or anything like that. It was just so cute. And I remember telling George Lucas after lunch, I said, I brought my son on. He had to go down and hug R2-D2. And it was really touching. And George sort of said, yeah, R2-D2 has that effect on kids. And I just thought it was very, very sweet. And so it reminded me of that,
I find that interesting that he hadn't seen the movies too, because R2, I feel like people love him because of his personality, but just to see him and be like, yep, I love this thing.
I just love this. I mean, he's 2 years of age. He hadn't seen any of this stuff, or Star Wars stuff.
Well, thank you so much for your time. So short and sweet, but lovely to talk to you. Such an honor.
Well, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.